I'm really getting a lot of information and sense at the moment that people analytics is sort of the zeitgeist and the next theme in the evolution of HR functions.
70% of our cost base is people. We have a very wide range of staff, but they're all important, and without them we wouldn't exist. So having a good understanding of our people is important to us.
So it's really key to be able to value our talent. It's our single biggest cost, and it's the thing that drives our business.
And simply talking about it and having stories about heroes who did great things for a customer once is not really good enough. What we need to understand is, of the total number of people that we have, are we getting it right? And that's where numbers come in, and that's where metrics come in.
Valuing Your Talent framework is a new way for HR, finance and business professionals to better measure the value of their people, and we're testing it with business to understand how they are currently approaching valuing their talent.
Well, the framework I think is very impressive. It's very comprehensive, and I think the other side of that is it's big. I mean, to an extent, there's almost more measures in there than I have people in the organisation that I run. So I think part of the challenge is going to be absolute focus on what's important and the sort of the so what factor.
I thought that the discussion was really interesting, and I thought the framework was incredibly helpful. I think anything that just breaks down something conceptual into smaller kind of bite-sized pieces is always incredibly helpful.
I think it was really useful hearing what other organisations are doing and to learn from them too as well, and we were able to share some of the things that we've been doing from the public sector perspective, bearing in mind that we're working in sort of in very challenging times, having to do an awful lot more with less.
The aim of the Valuing Your Talent framework is to help HR and finance professionals work more closely together. One of the challenges that we've got between HR and finance is that we use different terms or language to describe our workforce. So the Valuing Your Talent framework will help us to describe our workforce using the same language.
And if you get finance people and HR people and metrics people together, they'll find a way forward. And the framework's a really good starting point to get them talking about that.
And there were some really interesting conversations there with from people with very, very different backgrounds. But the one common theme is that actually the what is all there, and the framework is really useful. But what we really need to see now is the how we can utilise that framework practically.
I think that the framework is one thing. Bringing consistency to the way that each of these components are measured would be really helpful, because it will enable organisations to benchmark themselves against other organisations, and just finding more than just a common language but a common metric, I think, is the next evolution of the framework.
We're developing a lot of great content through the Valuing Your Talent web hub. So we're creating a new framework that's online and accessible and interactive for people to play around with and explore. And we're also developing a new piece of research looking at how organisations report on their human capital. And then alongside all of that, we've got real stories from organisations about how they report on and measure their human capital of their workforce.